Well, this morning, first round offers are out, so the waiting game is over. We all know where we stand today. Some very interesting ups and downs, as are usual. I think for 2018, just have a little watch before we get into options. Have a look, the window for acceptance is much shorter this year. Today, Monday the 20th, first round are out. You need to accept that offer by Friday the 24th. Next week, second round will be out on Wednesday the 29th, and you've only 2 days to Friday the 31st to accept that. So just watch that. That's a change for 2018. Now, congratulations. Most people in the country will have got an offer. I suppose today we're looking at people who did not get their first choice and are wondering what they should do. I would always say don't dismiss the offer today that you got. It could be on level 8, it could be on level 6, 7. You did put it down at some stage, so something in your psyche sort of attracted you to it. You can always ring up the college, talk to them, just take your time and look at what you did get offered. Now, for those who did not get their offer, I think there are maybe 7 areas that they should look at today. Firstly, I would look at vacant places. Tomorrow on the CAO at noon, they will publish a list of vacant places. These are college places that have not been filled. If you never applied to CAO, you can actually pay €45 tomorrow and apply. Or if you did apply, you can realign your 10 places, putting the place of the vacant place in order of your preference. I think it's very useful, and that vacant places is updated each day. The CAO website at the moment is really the very best website, so really keep a very close eye on it. Secondly, have a look at post-Leaving Cert courses, PLC courses. Now, I love PLC courses. There are many PLC courses in the country, and in the most part they are progression courses onto universities. A lot of people don't realise that all the universities will keep places for people who do PLCs. So, for example, UCD, for a science degree, they keep 20 places aside for people who do PLCs in a science-related course. Similarly, they keep 25 for arts. Tala IT, 10% of their courses go to people coming from PLCs. One hint, I think, with PLCs would be work backwards. Find the course I really want to be on in a year's time. So, say you want to do media studies in Maynooth University, find the PLC that will lead you into that. I think that is really so important. Thirdly, I would look at private colleges. Now, some people think private colleges are expensive, and they are around €5,000. They are tax deductible, about 20%. So if you live in a city where there is a private college, it perhaps isn't as bad as people think. They have about 78 courses that are actually not on the CAO, that are direct entry. And again, if you use Careers Portal or Qualifax website, you can have a look at these. Private colleges have open evenings in the next 2 weeks. They welcome you going in. Take your time, have a look, don't dismiss them. Fourthly, have a look at the UK. Now, the UK, the website would be ucas.com. A lot of people feel with Brexit they're quite nervous, but there is an agreement with the British government that Irish students will be treated the same as British students. Some fees in Scotland are free, some in Wales. Remember, though, you may have to do an extra year. Look at the website UCAS and check out clearing. Clearing with the UCAS is very similar to our vacant places. The British colleges, in the main, are really helpful. They love you to ring up. Check out the courses. It's just another option for you. Fifthly, apprenticeships. Now, apprenticeships nowadays, we also use the word traineeships. These have really come into their own. We're used to maybe traditionally thinking about construction apprenticeships in this area, but now there's a lot of white-collar apprenticeships. You would have things like the hospitality industry, a lot of apprenticeships here. We have finance and computers. You would have the new Logistics Association apprenticeships. They're a level 6, take place in DIT in Angel Street. There's about 120 apprentice counting technicians, which are really excellent. You would have auctioneering and property services run in Ballsbridge, run in Cork College of Commerce. Well worth having a look at. Again, check out the websites, really interesting. Sixthly, I think you have to look at going abroad. Best website, going to Europe, unicus.ie. Now, we've a lot of students in Ireland who maybe traditionally would have gone for medicine, veterinary, dentistry, but are now going for the arts, for law. Here in the Institute, we've a lot of students who go to the Netherlands who went last year. Fees are very good, about 2,000. You can get a loan and pay it back over 35 years. A lot of the colleges are excellent, very old colleges. Again, have a look at Unicus, well worth having a look at. Lastly, I suppose number 7 would be the option to repeat the Leaving Cert. I think here in the Institute we always get a lot of students, who come to us to repeat. It's probably the most difficult decision of all. People have been through the Leaving Cert and the thought of redoing it again, but for some it's a super decision. I think you have to look at, how did you cope with last year? Some people would have had personal problems, family problems, conflict that made the year very difficult. I think some students may have started the year very well, just lost the motivation. You'll get students, and maybe you're one of them, who decided around February or March, look, I really know what I want, but the year had got away from you. All of these make superb repeat students. I think the big thing to watch is if you had bad habits, that you don't get back into these again. Here in the Institute, everybody would have an interview, and the lovely thing about repeating is you are going through it a second time, so it is that little bit easier. You can also change your subjects. If you have matriculated, maybe you passed Irish, passed maths, passed a language, you don't have to take them again. So you can take up a new subject. For example, if you had biology in your Leaving Cert, you absolutely could take up home economics and agricultural science in 1 year. That works really well. If you go to a designated college like the Institute, we do all the 5th, all the 6th year material in 1 year, so it makes it very easy. Finally, take your time this week. There are so many options out there. I think it's really important that you choose the best option for you. There's lots of advice. Colleges are open for advice as well. The websites are wonderful. You want to be where you want to be this time next year. Don't take a course just for the sake of it. Think very carefully. You want to succeed.